Hi everyone, it's Maria Burke here with another 321 Focus Together interview. And today my guest is Karina Taoughlist. I hope I pronounced that properly. Karina, you're really welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Thanks, Maura. My name is Karina Taoughlist, as you said, and I am a life coach. I specialize in confidence building for teenagers. I have the formula actually to help them deal with stress, anxiety, raise their self-confidence in the process. What I do as well is I help them becoming more motivated and organized when it comes to schoolwork. So yeah, that's what I do.
Wow, and that's really interesting. And how we met is also kind of serendipitous because we became Facebook friends since quarantine started because of Network Cork. And then you invited me to be in your group for the parents of teens. And I was going, okay, well, my youngest is now 28, so I'm not really in that category. But then we had our chat. And so initially, it's funny because for me, when I saw what you were doing, I thought you were like coaching the parents, but in fact, you're actually coaching the teenagers. So, how did
Yes.
you get involved in all of this, and how long have you been doing it?
So I started coaching about 3 years ago, but I really started coaching full time in September 2018. And from the beginning, I specialized in confidence building because what I was in training actually, what the other trainee loved about me was actually how confident and resilient I was. And they wanted to be like me. So I would like to be like you. I was like, okay, what am I? Oh, I'm those things. Okay, I'll show you. It's easy. So I decided when I launched my business to do some workshops. And I had those workshops for women to help them with confidence and resilience. And oftentimes they would ask me, can I bring my teenage daughter with me? Can I bring my teenage son? Do you do that for teenagers as well? So I was like, you know what? I always wanted to work with teenagers. I always loved it. I used to be a teacher in secondary school. When I first came to Ireland, I was teaching French there. And I absolutely have a great connection with teenagers. So I was like, you know what? Yes, I'm going to do that. So first, I had to document myself a bit more about teenager mental health, and update myself on that. And then when I was ready, I opened a clinic for teenagers. And it really, really started booming since December last year. And I got a lot of new clients, and I absolutely love working with them to the point that now actually I work exclusively with teenagers. I barely ever take adult clients anymore. It's really just for teenagers. And they are absolutely a pleasure to work with. They are so easy to talk with, and it's always funny that when they come with their moms the first time and they sit on the chair and they look at me with that "I'm not going to be your friend" kind of look, and "I'm not going to talk to you, okay? My mom made me come, okay?" So they always have this kind of look on their face. Come session two, they're like, "Hey, so this and that happened and this and that." So they have this outside of being tough and impenetrable, but actually, if you have the patience and the time and you let them open up, they're absolutely a pleasure to work with. I absolutely love that.
Wow, you are just so passionate. I can imagine the teenagers must love you. So, your work, is it all one to one? Do you do workshops for the teenagers? How does it work?
So I did a few workshops for teenagers before. So I did a couple in a yoga club, and I was doing with them exercises to develop your confidence. And I was also doing stress management with them. So the way I was doing it, I was watching video clips with them. So I often watch movies that are targeted to teenagers. And so that's part of my job as well. I watch teenage movies and teenage series. And so I use a video editor on my computer, and I take some clips that I think interesting, and I analyze that with them. Like when there are like social interactions, or when they are showing behaviors that I think can be interesting. So there's this way. I also have different kind of coaching tools, and I help them do affirmations as well, change the language when they talk about themselves. So I did also another one because I absolutely love art and craft. I did one that was with creative activity. And the most popular one was the rock painting. So I went to the beach and I grabbed a few of those like big rocks, very smooth. And so we were painting on them, we're decorating them, and we're actually drawing messages for ourselves, to feel better. So I had one planned actually to help Living Cert with exams, but hey, I had to cancel it. So until I found a way to maybe make it online, like working one-on-one online, fantastic, and I did it so far. But it's true that with everything with Junior Cert and Living Cert being so uncertain, I think they don't need that at the moment. Really, I think they need to be left alone about the Living Cert. So I will see later how I'm going to do that again.
Right, right. So when you have, because I'm just thinking, like, if you're getting the reaction from the teenagers and they come in with their parents, so are the teenagers who come to the workshops teenagers who've already been to you for one-on-ones, or are you having raw recruits coming to the workshops the first day as well?
Well, the workshops were done way before actually my clientele of teenagers really rose. So they were all new ones. Actually, I didn't know them from before.
Okay.
They were like getting to know me, getting to know each other, you know, that was interesting.
Yeah, that's fabulous because I know I can remember myself being like, shy and awkward and uncomfortable as a teenager. So I can imagine like that's quite something. But I love your approach of getting the movies because they've probably seen the movies and therefore, they probably, and it's also getting them to think about the content and what they're watching and to become aware and to become the observer of what's going on for themselves. That's very interesting, right? Now I know you've plans at the moment to go online. And I'd love to know how you're going to do that because immediately I mentioned to my daughter last night that I was going to be talking to you, and she says, I have a couple of friends, but they're up in like Dublin direction who really need some help with their teenagers. And she's, oh, Mum, this is fab, this is fab. So tell us what your online plans are. So presumably, you're going to be able to be what's the word? You're going to be able to have an audience that right across Ireland and further afield.
So yeah, exactly. So at first that was the aim was just to actually make it work during pandemic. But pandemic for everybody has been a way to actually push yourself and rediscover yourself and rediscover your limits. And I was very cozy in my clinics, in my wellness center, But I realize now I have to expand better than just a small town next to Cork where I am. And actually, so there's two offers, two services. I have the one-on-one teenage coaching. So they come on Zoom. Even the people that are in Dublin, even if they are in Cork and they don't want to come to the clinic, it's on Zoom. So I have the secure Zoom meeting with them. And we have our one-on-one. Usually it's on a weekly basis and it's minimum of 3 months. And usually they stay for 6 to 9 months. Then the second step is the one I'm excited about because I am creating currently self-taught online programs. So it is a bit different than being one-on-one to me. It is everything online for yourself. So you will hear my voice. I will be talking to you through videos and through audios. You will have tools that you can download yourself and do your exercises with. And of course, I will still be present, that people can contact me when they do the course online, but it's entirely self-taught. Now, this is just the first phases of development. So I don't have a date yet for the release of it, but as the next step for me to make sure that anybody, and more importantly, someone who doesn't maybe have a short time every week when they come to see me, and they can just do things on their own rhythm. Also because I take appointment at certain times of the day, certain days, and maybe I won't be available for these people, so I can still be available for them online on a way they can self-taught actually. So there will be one specifically for confidence building, one specifically for the stress and anxiety, and one for organization and motivation. So those are 3 for now that I'm developing.
That's fabulous. So are they going to be like drip feed courses? So like, will they get like the next piece every week, or once they sign up, are they going to get everything together and they just work at their own pace?
No, they will get a module one by one. They won't get everything because I think sometimes when you have everything, especially when you're a teenager and they are going to open everything and not really do anything at the same time. Even if I really trust them, I think it's good that they have a structure. And that's the way to go with teenagers. Teach them how to really structure themselves by giving them that structure so they really understand how to go, So they will have access to the next module once they complete the first one.
Okay, so once they complete a module, the next one is available. I love it. That sounds fabulous. Right. So if we've teenagers or parents of teenagers listening in at the moment, what kind of tips do you have to help them with all that's going on and, the emotional stuff that's coming up and everything that's coming up at the moment, what would you like to share with us?
So a few things that I've been publishing recently in my blog is the first thing is actually to really have a structure in the day. Because again, structure is what is helping them when they wake up in the morning to be motivated and to also know what's going to happen. I think the uncertainty of it all leads to them going in every direction. So having a bit of structure at home is really, really helpful. So knowing what times they are working, what subjects they are doing that day. And one of my clients actually at the moment, they decided in her school to actually do the normal day on Zoom or by phone with the teachers. And she told me it's brilliant like that, that she's really following our usual schedule, but not all of them do that. And the older ones I have, they study like 2 or 3 subjects a day. They do 2 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. The important part as well is to remember, this is not studying as usual. First of all, because in a classroom, you have a lot of distractions. So you don't study for 45 full minutes. Well, actually, at home, when you study for 45 minutes, you really study. So you don't have to study as much. Another thing is give time for outdoors activity, especially if you have a garden. Enjoy doing some gardening with them, but they need their fresh air. They need to have exercise. And I think it's the best time to really focus on family time and do things together. If you have some board games somewhere in a room, just like, dig them up and play some board games and watch movies together, but like really just enjoy the time to be together. And my advice, pandemic, not pandemic, is always give them time to talk. Sometimes teenagers, even with me, when they start, when I ask them a question, they think they have to answer straight away and really quick. And I think it shows that they are not given the space to talk, or they are not, so the thing really gives them space to talk, which means you're not going to cut them. You're not going to say what you think straight away, but you're really going to listen to everything they have to say. And the more you're going to do it to them, the more they're going to do it to you too as well, They will know, okay, that's mom's, dad time to talk. This is my time to talk. And they know then that they can really take them time to talk, and they will stumble less on their words, and they will be more articulate about expressing what's going on with them. So yeah, that's my advice. Always give them time to talk.
That's fabulous. And it's such good advice. And what I have to say as well, especially with boys, what I find as a mum of a son, the best time is when you're driving the car and you're both looking forward and they don't feel that you're looking them in the face. And then everything, once you're concentrating on the road, they just start to talk. I think men are like that anyway. I think it's from the hunter-gatherer thing. When they were all out hunting long ago, that's the way men were. Women are much better if you're facing them, but I think guys are much more comfortable if they're side by side and they don't feel that you're judging them or whatever it is, So yeah. So I'm just thinking, what age are your teenagers? What age do you start from? Are they like from 13 or from a bit older?
Actually, that depends more on the maturity level than on the age itself. Yesterday, I had my first session with a new boy who is 10, actually, but he is so mature and articulate that I can do coaching on him. Now, I wouldn't go younger than that, even if they are really mature. And usually I would start at 12, but this time I accepted because I am treating his sister already. Okay. His mom asked me if I could see her son as well. So I said yes, and I saw the son as well. And because we had a really good connection and he was able to understand me and to express himself, I was fine with doing him. So I think 12 would be a good starting age, and up to, I don't know, 19, 25. God knows when they are finished with teenagehood nowadays.
Yeah, and the thing about it as well is listening to you, like you have a very, we talk about the inner child all the time, but you have a very healthy inner teenager. I can sense that, which is probably why the teenagers connect with you so well. So if anybody's listening to this, and I mean, Ireland is funny, and I know like you're French, and you're here now for, how long is it you're here?
Nearly 10 years.
Yeah, nearly 10 years. So, but I know in Ireland, people can be kind of reluctant, well, coaching is not so much a taboo as maybe saying that their children are going through therapy, etc., right? So, but if any parent is listening, and is interested for their children, like what advice have you got for them in terms of, getting a program in place for them and the benefits?
So the best thing I can say is really just you can book a call with me. Like I give discovery calls for the parents, and we speak for half an hour, even more if you need. And you can actually really take the time to explain me your situation, what your teen is going through, and what their background is. And I'm going to listen to all of this, and then I'm going to advise you the best I can on your own situation. I don't believe there's a one-fit-all formula, especially when it comes to one-on-one. I really target specifically the need of the teen I have in front of me. Whatever they come to see me for at the beginning, it doesn't matter if along the way they want to do something else. Like sometimes they come for confidence, but a few weeks later they tell me, I would like to work on anxiety today. It's like, okay, we'll work on your anxiety. And sometimes they want to work more on their, like I have one that is in 5th year, and she wanted me to help her to really understand what she wants to do, what she should study. So we did that as well. I really adapt to their needs. I am really giving a holistic experience to them on how to best become the adult they can become, And really, the best thing you can do is just look at the praises I get from my former clients, and that is the best thing really is to check what others say about me, about my work, and how they enjoyed it and how their children feel better now. Because I think the best thing is not for me to tell you, oh, I'm great, I'm going to change your life, even if I will, and I am, but it's to really just see how I already did for other people. And they are all Irish, so yeah, they know.
Okay, brilliant. So if people want to check out further, it's your website is ktconfidence.ie.
So it's ktconfidencecoaching.ie.
ktconfidencecoaching.ie. I'll have the link below. And then it's /teen-coaching, is it?
Yeah, it's about the teen coaching page, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And you have a Facebook page as well. So I'll put that link
I do.
with the video as well for anybody who wants to check out and find out more. So look, Karina, that was fabulous talking to you today. I love really what you're doing. I know myself that because in my 30s I was going through a tricky separation. My daughter in particular would have gone for counselling and then also went to a coach. And she is an absolutely amazing woman now. She's almost 34. And definitely it made a huge difference to her. And, academically, she was brilliant, an A student, but she needed that help with socializing and, learning to become herself, really. So I can't recommend Coaches for Teens highly enough. So I'm so grateful to you for talking to us today. And
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And it's lovely. Thank you to the universe for sending you on my path. And
yes.
Thank you everybody for being here today. And I look forward to seeing you in another video again soon. Take care. Bye.